What's up, everybody? This is Jason Zombie Collector, and I have two care packages in the mail today. Actually, it was yesterday. I'd been at my son's baseball games. Yesterday was 3 games, all back to back to back. And I was exhausted when I walked in the door. And so the season's over. I think they might have just a pop-up game next week for kicks and giggles with a local team. But I believe the season is over as far as baseball is concerned. Luka had a fantastic end of the season. He laid down a bunt that scored 2 RBIs, and he made it to first base. So that was awesome. That was like an unbelievable setup that actually helped win us the game. He pitched 1 inning at the very end of the game. They lost. But he struck out all 3 batters by himself. Obviously, as you know, that's what strikeout means. So that was awesome. So he didn't strike out all this past weekend. He either hit it right to somebody, walked, or this situation he laid out on bunt, and that was pretty epic. He scored a couple runs. So I just had to brag on my son a little bit, as I always like to do. So with that being said. One of these care packages I kind of knew was coming. It is from Card Tech 710 Dane. Him and I are just like chums, best buds, blokes, tomodachi for us Japanese speaking folk. But he had told me months ago, but before the whole PSA, 6 months to 8 months behind, sending your stuff out in the hole before #Rona started. He was like, hey, man, I came across these cards on eBay. No one's ever, to my knowledge, ever graded these type of cards. I'm going to go ahead and grab some and get them graded. And I was like, you got so many, if you don't mind, I'll take one. I'll just pay for the grading or pay for the card. Because I don't want him to do it anyways. Because this is something probably him and I maybe will have the only ones have interest in. Maybe John Mangini might, and there might be a handful of others. But I'm pretty sure this community, there's only going to be a very, very small inside a niche community of card collectors who will like these kind of things. But knowing Dane, he sent me something else which was super amazing. I haven't looked at it. I just cut it open just so I don't struggle on camera, because you all know I'm an old, feeble man and I have a hard time opening up things. He packed it very well. Man, this is awesome. Well, I'm going to show you the thing that I did not know I was going to be getting, because it's a base. I had started out this whole channel back in the day as a baseball card channel, so I'll keep that theme going. And first of all, I have to say, Dane, dude, thank you so much. These 2 cards, this one right here, I cannot believe it. I mean, it's seriously amazing, dude. He never told me this was coming. It's of a guy who's upticking, and Dane knows he has his finger on the pulse of the community. He's always like kind of the guy who's like sending stuff in to get graded before it gets hot, and he just gets, a lot of times he just has a very, thick synth about these things. And this guy right here, Shohei Ohtani, is heating up, and he sent me this Topps Now Gem Mint 10 Japanese card here. This is card number 531, I believe, or 53J, I guess. So let me show that off a little bit there. Absolutely amazing in Japanese. I did not know this was coming. This is the one I had no idea about. Oh my gosh, dude, this is awesome. Let me just see that there. And I'll just show it off one more time. That is, I don't know, it looks blurry to me. I hope it's not blurry to you guys. It looks a little bit blurry. I hope not. But maybe that back here is a little bit better. But man, dude, Dane, thank you so much. I had no idea. So this is the 2018 Topps Now Shohei Ohtani Japanese version. That's amazing. I had no idea that was coming. And the one here, right here, guys, this is awesome. This is from 2019. So Dane and I have an affinity for sumo. It's obviously it's Japanese wrestling. A lot of times you hear Americans go, it's like guys slapping each other around and throwing each other around in diapers onto the ground. There's a lot more to it, and maybe I'll do a video talking about it, maybe more detail someday or whatever, if I just start to kind of get into the whole world of collecting sumo cards. But this right here is a Yokozuna. He was very popular when I was living in Japan. He's from Mongolia. And this is Hakuho Shoal. So this is very awesome here. He's very, very famous in Japan. A little known fact is that if you are a sumo wrestler in Japan, even though if you are a foreigner, you must become Japanese. So that way, technically, there's always the sumo wrestler champions are always Japanese. Even though you might not be born in Japan, raised in Japan. You could be born anywhere, I guess, in the world. But if you become a Yokozuna, then you are Japanese by nationality, maybe not by ethnicity. So these sumo wrestlers, though, maybe to foreigners or us Americans, are like, oh, they're all Japanese. But in Japan, and just to tell you, it's very difficult. It's like very, very difficult to be a foreigner and be ever legally or a Japanese citizen. Now, you can be legally a Japanese resident, but not a citizen. People complain in America how awful things are here, and it's nothing like it is in Japan. Like, you literally have to be a millionaire, essentially, to even want to fight the court system to become a Japanese citizen. I have friends who've been there who were actually born there, but they're not Japanese. Their parents are Americans or from other countries, and they were not granted citizenship without like this money and time and effort and lawyers and everything to do that. It is a thing. Most of y'all probably didn't come here for that, but it is an experience. But if you're a Japanese sumo wrestler or a sumo wrestler who happens to be wrestling in Japan, you have to become Japanese, and so you have your Japanese citizenship. So that's what this is about. So Hakuho, there's a handful of other Mongolian wrestlers who are very famous in Japan or have been, who is Yokozuna. There's Haramahuji, he's also from Mongolia, but then there's Baruto, who I believe is from, and he's a big white guy who I really liked back in the early mid-aughts. I think he's from like Estonia, maybe. I thought he was really cool. There's Konishiki, which was an American, Akibono, American, or Hawaiian. They were like Samoan, I believe. Konishiki's like a huge popular star in Japan. He had TV shows and rap albums, and it was the whole thing. He never made the Yokozuna. I think he was like an Ozeki, which is like a tier level down. But anyways, I love sumo wrestling. There's a lot of fun. Here's the back of it. Obviously, all this is in Japanese. This is from a BBM, which is their Japanese like premier card company, if I understand correctly. So right here it says BBM Sports Trading Cards. On the bottom, Hakuho Shoal, which is funny because I didn't know that Shoal was his. I don't know that's like also, and also Hakuho Shoal. Every sumo wrestler, whether they're Japanese or non-Japanese, they have a sumo name that is not their real name, but they go by their real. They're pretty much once they become a sumo wrestler, especially at a high level and maybe at the very bottom level, you always go in public and probably privately by your sumo name. You no longer go by your God-given name. So like Konishiki, who is like been in Japan probably like I would say almost his entire adult life or most of it. I forgot what his real name is, but it's like Brian Williams or something like that, or Scott Nelson or something. But you would never know that because he goes by Konishiki. So I'm assuming Hakuho, his real name is the Mongolian name. But you would, again, for us foreigners or gaijin, we would never know that because you're just like, oh, he's Japanese and this is his Japanese name. But it's kind of like in wrestling, like WWE or AEW. A lot of times people change their names when they go become professional wrestlers. It's becoming more common now to go by your real name. But for years, you'd have like Macho Man, Randy Savage, and Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan's real name's like Tony or Terry Bonilla or something, or Bonia or whatever. But you know what I'm saying. So it's the same principle. So there you go. There's Hakuho with Yokozuna. Very, very cool. Dane, this was awesome, dude. So cool, brother. And then lastly, I have a care package which I do not even know. I didn't know it was coming from Roundhouse Transport. So that might not even be this person's. He might be. I'm assuming it's a he. Sent this via his maybe work. So let me open this up. Let's take a look here. All right, trash there. All right. Okay, it says, oh, it's from Jeremy, IPTTM. Uh-oh. There's that. I have no idea. Obviously, it's a graded card, looks like. I have no idea. This says JPZC. I like it. Thought I would put a Pop 1 in your collection. Take care, brother. Jeremy, IPTTM. Oh, P.S. Open live on camera, but you have to guess who or what it is first. Uh-oh. I've mentioned a couple different times Pee Wee Reese cards and Gil Hodges cards. Pop 1 is probably very unlikely to be the case. But I know I talked to him about it, and I know I talked to Steve and David a few times about like my affinity for the Brooklyn Dodgers and those players. I mean, obviously Ichiro, Don Mattingly, but as far as like what, I don't know. But I will tell you before I open it up, and I don't want my face to betray me, like somehow, like, because I'm going to this completely blind. As you can see, it's still sealed. I haven't messed with trying to open it up. I have no idea. I'm going to be happy because it could be literally, unless it's like a sealed slab thing of dung, I'm going to be happy with whatever it is because, as you all know, I am a collector and I enjoy the hobby. So for me, it's more about the card in my collection and just expanding my collection more than about what it is. So I'm going to go with Pee Wee Reese or Gil Hodges, Mattingly or Ichiro, but at what point, I don't know. But if it's not any of those things, again, I don't care. It's not going to hurt my feelings. I'm not going to be disappointed. Let me try to see here. Okay. All right. So I have to do it this way. All right. So, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. I just saw the top is Japanese. Something Japanese. This is a Japanese explosion video. Care package video. Oh my gosh, dude. Oh, dude, this is so cool. Like, man. A Gem Mint 10, 2001, BBM. Did we not just talk about this? BBM. Let's just do it right here. BBM of Daisuke Matsuzaka. Holy smokes, dude. Oh my gosh, this is awesome, man. I was in the ballpark. I was saying, Ichiro, my PC, which are my Japanese guys. I just spent 10 minutes talking about sumo and Otani and Japan. And I mean, this was like perfect, dude. It'd be different if you sent me like a card from like, Sri Lanka. I'd be like, well, that's weird. I'm happy. Like the Sri Lankan like cricket team. Be like, I don't know if I ever mentioned that, but okay. This is amazing. So this is apparently a 1 of 1, a Pop 1. Not a 1 of 1, but a Pop 1. Dude, this is amazing. Oh my gosh, dude. Seriously, right now, Jeremy, man, I am so blown away, man. Seriously. I'm trying to keep it together and not get all weepy here on camera because it can happen, man. Like, I can't even imagine, man. Like, thank you so much. Let me show you the back. So, as you all know, Daisuke is what we like to, excuse me, we like to call him here when he had his nickname here. He looks like such a young whippersnapper there in 2001. I was actually living in Japan a little bit in 2001. I was visiting my son's mom and visiting there. I was there in 2000 and 2001. We had got married in 2001 here in America. But, so this actually has a lot of meaning. So we got married in November of 2001. This card is a November 2001 card. I was living in Japan in 2000 and I came back to America in 2001. But, oh my gosh. So he's here with the Cebu Lions. I'm assuming that's who this is. It looks like Lions. I don't know if that's who they were back in 2001. It says 2,000 leaders, 14 wins. Daisuke Matsuzaka, or again, Daisuke. It's a Daisuke. Lions. Dude, this is awesome, man. Oh my gosh. Man, I am completely blown away, dude. Jeremy, thank you so much, man. This is seriously it'll be like, it's gonna have a huge place in my collection, man. So just real quick recap, Jeremy and Dane, thank you so much, guys. I cannot thank you enough. I got 3 10s of 3 different cards, all Japanese guys. It's just amazing, absolutely amazing. I mean, I'm like so blown away. I am seriously just so blown away. Thank you both so much. So guys, if you've not checked out before, go check out Card Tech 710 Dane's channel, as well as Jeremy IP TTM. That's for in person and through the mail. For people who don't know what that acronym might mean. Dane he's been so busy with work, he has not posted a lot of videos recently, so you can get caught up on his stuff pretty quick. Jeremy is pretty consistent. I would say at least 3 to 5 videos a week, I would say, or close to it. But he does graded cards, as you can see. He does lots of PC. He's Astros, Altuve and Bregman and all those guys. Like, he's a big fan of that. He has a son on there. He does. He just does. It's just a really fun video. I mean, he does a lot of different stuff. He does a lot of PC stuff. He does a lot of binder, like autographs he gets through the mail or he buys, and he does complete the page videos where it's like the whole page of a certain team, and they're all in numerical order, and he slides the new autographs in. It's just a lot of fun to watch. It's a variety. It's a cornucopia, if you will, when you go to Jeremy's channel. So guys, check them out. If you like what I'm doing, you'll probably like what they're doing a lot better. But man, I am completely blown away today. This was a great way to end the week, or I guess the start of a new week, because today's Sunday. So with that being said, thank you for watching. I am humbled beyond all understanding and belief, guys. That was pretty epic. So until next time, peace, love, and my hair's getting long, so it's getting to be like hair grease. It's starting to come out, and hair grease, and I'm out like a fat kid in dodgeball.